my friends. Welcome to your astrological forecast, tarot reading, and yoga class for the week of April 14th through the 21st. My name is Natasha, also known as Nourish Natasha. If you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. Like I said, this is going to be an astrological forecast for the week, again, of April 14th through the 21st. This is going to be a tarot reading of the energies of the week, and then at the end of this, we're also going to do a yoga class. I am an accessible, trauma-informed, plus-size yoga teacher, so this yoga class will be friendly for all levels. Even if you've never done yoga before, we're going to do that at the end to kind of channel this energy in a more physical way. So that's what I do here on my channel, Witchcraft, Wellness, and everything in between. If you like that, hit that subscribe button. We're going to get around into it with the astrological forecast kind of part of this. Talk about the energies that are happening this week. I kind of focus on like the moon phases mostly because I am a lunar witch. It's kind of my thing, but we'll also talk about like the major planetary transitions, things like that, and then we'll get right on into the tarot. So the major thing that I wrote down for this week was post-eclipse hangover. That's it. It's the post-eclipse hangover. We just had our big old solar eclipse, and I think it's funny that like my lighting, I can't get this because I'm filming like right in front of a window. It's all glowy here, and I'm like, this is kind of like, look at that. That is that solar eclipse energy. We just had that solar eclipse new moon in Aries last week on April 8th, and that was like this huge crescendo, almost like a turning point, a very high peak in the energy. You know, it was this big, like, just everybody was freaking out about it. There was all these people fear-mongering the eclipse. And we also, I think we forget that it was also a new moon. Like, new moons are what happens with solar eclipses. We all kind of forget that part, but it was the start of a new moon cycle and this massive solar eclipse. And I usually, you know, for new moons and solar eclipses, it's like a supercharged new moon with the power of the solar eclipse. And the reason why this solar eclipse that happened last week was such a big deal is because it was one of the longest total solar eclipses that we'll see in our lifetime. So for as long as the eclipse happened, like the sun, the science that happens between it is when the moon moves between the sun and the earth. And when that happened, it was like the longest that it was like that the moon, so many planets, the moon was blocking the sun from the earth. And it's the longest totality that we'll see in our lifetime. So I think it's by a couple minutes that, the day turned into night, basically. That's why it was such a big deal. And people were like freaking out about it. And you know what? We're fine. We're fine. We made it here. We're fine. So that happened, and that was like a big crescendo, a big peak in the energy. It was the end of this recent eclipse season. It was a pretty quick one. It was the end of this recent eclipse portal, and we're in that post-eclipse hangover right now. We're also still in a Mercury retrograde in Aries. So again, that's kind of giving us also that like groggy, heavy, it's chaotic still. Things are still kind of going, not wrong, but yeah, kind of going wrong with that Mercury retrograde vibes. You know, Mercury is our planet of tech, of travel, of communication. So you still might find that you're having issues in those things. And again, with it being in Aries, I'm actually Mercury's Aries as well. It's like a very fiery, explosive kind of vibe. So if you feel that maybe you're arguing with people or maybe you feel very fiery and explosive, you're maybe saying things without thinking or things like that. That's kind of all the things of like the Mercury retrograde in Aries. On top of that, the probably biggest astrological transit that we have happening this week is the sun is moving into Taurus. The sun moves from Aries to Taurus on April 19th, therefore starting Taurus season. And I think it's so funny that we go from like the like fieriest, most kind of explosive, passionate sign to Taurus, fire to earth. It's like extreme to like very grounded and kind of chill. And I think it's very fitting that Taurus season starts this week because again, we're in that post-eclipse hangover, like I said. So you might feel the need this week to just like chill, relax, indulge in your creature comforts, like, lay on the couch, eat your favorite food, and kind of lay low while we get through the last bit of this Mercury retrograde, while we had that kind of big explosive eclipse energy last week. This is a week for kind of laying low, recovering, just a little bit of reflection, because we also have our moon is moving into its waxing gibbous phase, and it's going to be going from Leo, I'm a Leo moon, Leo to Virgo to Libra this week. And even though the Leo moon might kind of have you being a little bit fiery, I would say everything else considered, our waxing gibbous moon is all about expansion and checking in and refinement of the intentions that you set under that new moon. So that new moon solar eclipse that we had last week was the start of a new kind of pathway. A new doorway opened. We all walked through it, even if you don't feel like it. We all collectively walked through this portal. And now it's like, even though, you've heard a lot of astrologers say, like, don't manifest with that solar eclipse, whatever, maybe you did set some goals or intentions under that solar eclipse, or you just kind of have an idea of maybe the direction you want your life to go in now. So our waxing gibbous moon is the time to refine that, to expand on that. Okay, I kind of know maybe which pathway I'm on now. How can I expand on that? How can I refine that? How can I check in and make sure this is like the path that I want to be on? Any blockages kind of in my way, because we're leading up to our full moon, and full moons are about releasing any of those blockages and constraints and things in this moon cycle from those intentions that you set under the new moon. So that's kind of the vibe for this week. The yoga class we're going to do is going to be kind of chill, focus more on meditation and just that check-in, kind of head, shoulders, knees, and toes. We're going to touch on a little bit of everything. Just check in, just refine what's kind of going on. And that's pretty much it, my friends. So embody your inner Taurus. We're going from like the Aries, the goat, or the ram, the ram to the bull. And it's like similar but different. Same but different. The ram is that like fiery, like, rams are like, don't they like they like butt heads with each other, and they're really fast and they're very like angry. And bulls are just kind of like they're big, they have the horns, like you don't mess with them, but they're chilling. They're like slow and steady and just kind of like relaxing, like, you know what I mean? That's kind of the separate energies. Now again, I love both Aries and Taurus. I'm an Aries Mercury. I have a lot of Taurus friends, like two of my favorite signs. I know that Aries gets a lot of flack for being like angry, and I'm like, they're just passionate, okay? You don't understand. Anyways, that's the energy this week. Now let's check in with the tarot, see what the cards have to say. We already have the Three of Pentacles lurking at the bottom of the deck. And the Three of Pentacles is a card of job well done. The universe is like, good work, friend. It's also a card of like partnership with friends, working with friends, having a support system. Traditionally, this is the after tarot, so this is 1 second after the traditional tarot. So in the traditional tarot, the Three of Pentacles is like this dude and two other people are looking at him just starting this sculpture. And this one, it's finished. And he's looking at it like, good job, me. I think that's part of the like reflection and expansion and refinement after the eclipse season. We're like, good job. I made it through. We made it through eclipse season, y'all. And kind of just giving yourself a pat on the back of being like, okay, job well done. Like, I did the things, like, even though things might have gotten chaotic and a little, but look at it. It's like, look at your accomplishments and what you did do rather than focus on what you didn't do. Like, I definitely took a kind of a break with like the eclipses and stuff, because I like just got back from one of my retreats. I host witchcraft and wellness retreats, and I just had my retreat in Salem during the lunar eclipse in Libra, and I came back and just like crashed, because it's a lot of work running those retreats. And you know what, I might have relaxed a lot, but I did get my taxes done, so I will count that as a win. So again, look at like kind of the job well dones where you've had those wins with that eclipse energy. I'm going to try to pick up these cards that fell. What else we got? Oh wow, would you look at that? We have the Four of Cups and the Nine of Cups. It's kind of conflicting energies almost, but the Nine of Cups is one of my favorite cards. It's wish come true, wish fulfillment. You're literally getting your wishes. And the Four of Cups, it's funny because like you can see this person, I'm trying not to hold it in the sun. This person got that cup from the universe. And again, this is the after tarot. So traditionally it's like the universe is holding out this cup to this person, and this person is very stubbornly like looking away, like, ugh, looking at these cups that are upright. Like, I don't even like these cups. And the universe is behind you like, hello, I have this cup right here for you. And you're like, no. But in this one, he's taken the cup and he's pouring it out. He's like, I don't even want that cup. I don't want any of these cups. And that's honestly that eclipse energy that we just came out of. It's like being put maybe on a complete and totally different path than you thought you were going to be. Even if things might seem the same, you realize you want something different. And, what you got in front of you is just not working. And that's okay, because you figured out the actual wish come true, what you actually want. And that's the thing, is when you actually figure out what you want, when you actually have a direction, you get it. Because like in this Nine of Cups, usually it's just this guy sitting in front of all these cups. But in this one, he's actually getting his wish. He's getting this feast. And it's like when if you have maybe felt that you're struggling with your manifestations not coming true or not coming through, or you're like, I've been doing all this work and I still haven't seen any like ROI, return on investment, like what am I doing wrong? Have you asked yourself if what you're working towards is really what you want? Because sometimes we focus on what society wants us to want, or what our parents wants us to want, or our partner, or like something else. It's not, or it's even maybe something an old version of us wanted, but we don't want that same thing anymore. But yet we still keep trying to go for that same thing because we're like, well, this is what I maybe been working so hard for this long of a time. I don't want my hard work to go to waste. Or we just don't know what else we want. But when you can let go of that thing that you really don't actually want, and shift your focus to what you do want, that's when you're going to start to see the manifestations coming through. Because you can be really manifesting for like this thing that you think that you want, but you don't really want, and it's just not happening. And you're like, why isn't it happening? It's because you don't actually have the desire behind it. It's not actually what you want. It's what somebody else wants, or what the old version of you wants. So, you know, if you're feeling stuck, shift your focus. Again, refine your intentions, refine your goals, actually like reevaluate. That's also what Mercury retrograde is all about, is about reevaluating things from the past coming back. That's why you always hear with Mercury retrograde, exes come back, because the universe is like, you sure you don't want that? We're just going to throw it back at you. Make sure you actually don't want that. The test is you're supposed to be like, no, thank you. I mean, yeah, if you want to take your ex back, Godspeed. But the test of Mercury retrograde, and any retrograde, this happens with all retrogrades, things from the past come back. So we can reevaluate, make sure we learn the lesson, make sure that, you know, we left it behind for a reason, or do we want to take it back, or whatever. It's about that reevaluation, refinement. So, and I just noticed the 5 of Cups is here at the bottom of the deck. If you know, if you've been here on my channel, you've been here in my membership, we know the 5 of Cups is our eternal stalker card. And again, it's literally crying over spilt wine. That's what this person is doing when there's 2 upright cups behind him. There's also like a person like drowning in the background of this one. But it's like, this dude is so unfocused on everything else happening around him, like the 2 cups that he actually wants. This person's drowning in the background because he's too hyper fixated and sad over these things that didn't work out. Like, I know it's hard, and it's a grieving process. Like when you have things that didn't work out, or like you worked so hard for something and like just didn't come through, your manifestations aren't coming through, but you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go so you can be victorious, my friends. 6 of Wands, card of victory. Coming back from battle victorious. Like, isn't that what we want? We want to have a win, right? If you feel like, you know, you haven't been having those wins lately, you haven't been seeing again that return on investment, those manifestations coming through, maybe they just, you know, they need to be refined. You need to really reevaluate, you know? What else do we need to know this week? Ace of Cups. That's the thing. As soon as you like let go of that cup that's not working for you, as soon as you like let those other cups like just, you know, they're not working, cool, I'm gonna let them go, that's when that new one comes in. Can be an offer of love, right? You can see it's literally a hand holding out a heart, but it's like happiness, emotion. Your cup is filled, getting that gold cup that you want. And how are you going to get that if you haven't made space for it yet? If you're still like clinging to the old and there's no space for the new to come in, how are you expecting to like get that? You know what I mean? All right. This is a great reading so far. We got the 9 of Cups, we got the 6 of Wands, we got the Ace of Cups. What else do we need to know? Nine of Swords. I knew it was going to come up. We stressing. Yeah, we're stressing. Stressing over the options. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the problem is you're like, but I have too many cups. I have too many things I want to do. Too many like options available to me perhaps. Like, and as much as that sounds like, well, you have a lot of options, like why are you upset? Or like maybe it's you just have a lot of directions that you could choose to go in. You're stuck in like analysis paralysis. Like sometimes too much is also overwhelming. And the 9 of Swords is a card of anxiety, nightmares, being stuck in a nightmare, and it can be very stressful to have all these cups in front of you and be like, which one do I choose? I don't know. And the thing is with the Seven of Cups, my dogs are like losing it. Jack is an Aries. He's just, the Seven of Cups, all of these cups have like different things in it. And some of them, there's like a snake. There's that Crown of Victory in one. Sometimes there's usually like the kind of Ace of Cups vibe in one. That Victory, like headband wreath thingy that he's being handed in this card. I forgot what it's called, but you can see it. It's on his head. It's there. That's in one of the cups. There's like a dragon. There's a castle. Sometimes there's like an Ace of Cups vibe. Like sometimes with all these options in front of you, things are not what they seem. And maybe that's why you're stressed and why you're hesitating. Because you're like, I really want to go for this thing, but like, I don't know. What if it's not, what if it's too good to be true, or it's not XYZ? I just realized the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And that's, if you're struggling and you're having that Nine of Swords, stress, anxiety about which cup to choose, discernment. Again, refining what you actually want. There's that one gold cup, and this Queen of Cups, she's holding it very close to her. She's taking the little fishy out of it. Like, she has received this cup, and she doesn't play with that cup. Like, that's her cup, and she's not about to give it up for just anything. She's worked hard for it. And that's the kind of energy I think to embody this week, is like being sure on what you want, being sure on the thing that's going to fill your own cup, being sure that like you know which cup you're going to choose between all these cups. And my advice for that, if you find that you struggle with that, and you're like, Natasha, I don't know, like I have too many options, I don't know what I want, meditate. We're going to do a little bit of that in the yoga class. Go inwards, really, separate. This really helps for me. Separate in your mind the things that are yours and the things that are not yours. And so what do I mean by that? I mean the things that, again, were maybe put on you by other people, ideas of success, things that you like, things that your goals or whatever. Make a list, literally write it in your journal, mine and not mine, and make a list. What is actually mine? Like, what is actually the things that I like and the things that I want, and what is not mine? What was put on me by society or my parents or my partner, or traumas and things that I've gone through. Like, make a list. And, it can be very powerful sometimes, because sometimes, especially if you're just kind of starting out on maybe your own journey of healing and figuring out what you actually want, you'll realize that, oh my gosh, everything is not mine. Everything is from someone else. And I maybe don't have anything that's mine. Guess what? You can go figure it out. You can go explore and try new things and look in all those cups and see what you want, Ooh, let's clarify with this Mystic Mondays deck. Just some clarification, please. What else do we need to know this week? Wow. The only two cards that fell out, the Emperor and the Fool. And this is literally Aries, and the Fool doesn't generally have a zodiac sign associated with it, but it's card 0 of the tarot. It's the start of the entire tarot journey. It is the start. It's the Fool's journey. The hero's journey is the entirety of the tarot. And the Emperor, Aries, And this is the energy of the eclipse last week. Being a leader of your own life, bossing up, taking control. He is the embodiment of all the kings in the tarot. So King of Cups, emotional maturity, King of Swords, mental maturity and intellect and mental clarity, King of Pentacles, abundance, like kind of business, abundance mindset, and the King of, who am I forgetting? The King of Wands, excuse me, the entrepreneur, the passion, the creativity. He is the culmination of all those things. He has it all locked down, and he's ready to be the leader of his own life and ready to take that new journey. Like, I think this says, do not go and take that leap until you feel that way, until you feel the Emperor, clear on what you want, how you're going to get it, and then go full force into it. 6 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Card of moving on, getting in a boat, moving on. That's when you'll be ready, is when you're confident enough to take this leap. Now, that being said, I would also like to say that there's no such thing as the perfect time. Yes, there's divine timing, but there's no such thing. A lot of the times we'll put off taking this leap and starting our new life and going after things we want. It's like, well, I'm just waiting for a sign. I'm just waiting for the perfect time. This is your sign. if you're like that and you're like, I don't know, this is your sign. Go do it. If you feel like you're the emperor and you're like, I know what I want, I'm just maybe a little afraid to go do it anyways. Do it scared. Like, go watch the Shia LaBeouf Just Do It motivational speech and you'll get it done, you know? That's what I watch when I'm like, I don't want to do it. That's what I watch. All right, let's just get some main themes for this week. Divinity and friendship. Wow, we love to see it. We did start with the Three of Pentacles. Very heavy on the friendship support vibes. Divinity. What was I just saying about like divine timing and things? Like, divine timing certainly exists. However, it's a balance between your actions and the universe's. And I guarantee you, if you find that you're waiting for that right moment, and if you know that you're ready and you go to take that risk, take that leap, you're going to find that it is divine timing because you're protected. Look at that. Protection came out. You're protected as you go on this journey of finding what you actually want, of taking that leap, you know? Let's just get maybe one or two more main themes for this week. I mean, it's the astrological new year, my friends. Aries season is the start of the astrological year. We're moving now into Taurus season, so like it's time to get her done. It's time to get going. All right, let's just get one more. Healer. Maybe you are the healer, or you need to go seek out a healer. Maybe that's the first step in the journey. If you're like, I'm stuck after going through all this, the first phase is healing. It's actually the first phase, I would say, in most like healing journeys is like grief and forgiveness and that kind of thing. And then you kind of move into like moving forward and healing. But transmutation, what did I just say? Taking all that, the grief energy, that Five of Cups, the things that we've been through, and transmuting it into something beautiful and powerful and amazing. So, this reading is pretty straightforward. I'm here for it. I think this is pretty great. You just gotta figure out the direction you want to go in and go for it. Refine it a little bit and then go for it, my friends. So that is what I have for the astrology and the tarot for this week. We're going to go back onto the mat, do a little yoga class. You totally don't have to stay for the yoga, but if you do, it's all levels friendly. Again, I have personal readings. I have Witchcraft and Wellness ebooks. I have Witchcraft and Wellness courses. I have retreats. I do it all. The links will be in the description box below. I also have a membership here on YouTube where we do live tarot, live yoga, live new moon and full moon workshops. So maybe hit the join button. Come join us for that. And I think that's it. Let's go do some yoga, my friends. Hello, my friends. For this week's class in true Taurus fashion, we're going to be doing this seated. You can do this seated on your mat, in a chair, on your bed, on the couch, whatever feels right for you. We're just going to take kind of an inventory. We're going to reflect. We're going to reevaluate. We're going to refine what's going on as the energy of this week with that waxing gibbous moon, the shift from Aries into Taurus, Mercury retrograde, time for reflection, all of that jazz. We're just going to be hitting a little bit of everything from this easy seated pose. Now remember that everything I say is an option, not an order. Easy seated pose means something different for everyone. So I want you to find your easy seated pose. For me, I like to sit cross-legged. You can sit on a block or a bolster or a blanket. You can sit with your legs extended, like I said, in a chair, on a bed, whatever feels good for you. And once you come to that easy seated position, we're going to go ahead and get started. So you can have your palms facing up to receive. I recommend perhaps palms facing down for that grounded Taurus energy. Now you can close your eyes or keep them open, whatever feels good. And we're going to get started with just bringing our awareness to our breath. Not changing anything about your breath just yet, just using it as a tool to come to this present moment. Using it as a tool to check in. So perhaps as you breathe, notice what it does in the body. So maybe on the inhale, you feel the shoulders rise, the chest expand, the belly expand, the spine perhaps lengthens. And on the exhale, everything releases, relaxes, grounding. Just continuing to bring awareness to that breath. Just using it as a tool. And as you continue to breathe here, we deepen and lengthen these inhales and exhales. We're going to continue to do a little inventory, a little check-in of the mind, the body, the soul. Just do a little scan of what's going on inside. Asking yourself as you breathe, how do I feel? How is this energy affecting me? What's going on? All the while we're breathing deeply. And if you find that perhaps you come across any tensions, blockages, constraints while you do this check-in, continue to use that breath as a tool of release. So if you find that blockage, you want to release it, take a big inhale in through the nose, and open mouth, exhale, let it go. And we're practicing non-judgment, non-attachment here. We're just getting curious about what's going on, how this energy is affecting us, how we're doing on our goals, our intentions. Just taking a moment to breathe, to reflect, and to check in. Again, allowing these breaths to get maybe deeper, a little bit longer, those inhales and exhales. We'll start to gently invite in some movement. So we're going to inhale here. Exhale, drop that right ear to your right shoulder, feeling the stretch in the left side of the neck. Inhale, center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Now, if you perhaps want a little bit more, we're going to take that left arm. We're going to press it out like we're pushing our palm into something. Active hand, active fingers, really pushing and encouraging this left shoulder down. If you want even a little more, you're going to take this right arm, wrap it around the head, bring your hand to the left temple, and just gently pull your head a bit more to the right and a bit forward, all the while still pushing this left shoulder down and breathing. Releasing some tension in the neck and the cervical spine. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, relax. You can return to center. We'll take it to the other side. Inhale here. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Again, if you want more, we're pressing this right shoulder down. We're pushing that right hand down like we're pushing something down and away from us. And if you want a little more, we're taking that left arm, reaching it around, grabbing the right temple, gently pulling to the left and a bit forward. Breathing here into the right side of the neck. And you can inhale here, exhale, relax, and return to center. Now we're just going to continue to move down through the body. So we started with the neck. We're going to move into the shoulders and into the chest. We're going to inhale these arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going to bend in the elbows, goalposting the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades behind us, lifting the chin, dropping the head back, pressing that chest out, opening the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, goalpost, open up the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach. And exhale, open. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, those hands can come back down to your knees. And we're going to continue to kind of get into the chest and into the heart here. So on the inhale, you're going to lift the chin, drop the head back, pressing the chest out, squeezing the shoulder blades behind you. And on the exhale, you're going to tuck the chin to the chest, dome the shoulders, rounding the back, kind of curling forward. Inhale to open, pressing the chest out, dropping the head back, lifting the chin. Exhale to round, dropping chin to chest. This is our seated cat-cow. So do 5 to 7 more rounds of these, linking your breath to your movement. You can be as fast or as slow as you'd like. You can also do anything that feels good here. If you want to take it into some full chest circles, you want to go from side to side. Listen to your body. Find your flow and focus on your breath. Gently finishing up this last round, returning to a neutral spine. Now, if your legs are crossed, I encourage you to just cross them the other way. So maybe extend them for a moment and then cross them with the other leg on top, just so we can stay nice and even here. We're going to start to move our way down through the body. So we're in the chest. Now we're going to kind of go to the torso, the solar plexus chakra. We're going to get into some side bends and some twists here. So we're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, drop the right hand down, the left arm comes up and over, and we reach over to the right side. Now this left hip is pressing down. We're keeping the chest open to the ceiling. We're breathing into that side body from left hip to left rib cage. Now in the next inhale, we're pulling this left arm back, bending into the elbow a bit, opening up the heart even more to the ceiling. And then on the exhale, we're reaching this left hand almost as if we're going to thread the needle under the right. Inhale, open. Exhale, little twist. Inhale, open. Exhale, little twist. Inhale, open. Exhale, release to center. We'll take it to the other side. So I'm inhaling my right arm up and over. That left hand comes down. I take that side bend over to the left. Again, pressing this right hip down, breathing into the right side body, keeping my heart open to the ceiling. Breathing here. And then on the next inhale, I pull this right arm back, open up the heart. Exhale, round forward, thread the needle. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread and twist. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread and twist. Inhale, open. Exhale, return to center. We got a little bit more twisty twists to do, my friends. We're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, we find a twist to the right. So you can either bring your hands to your heart center and twist it prayer, or you can bring your left hand to your right thigh. You can tent those right fingers behind you, gazing over the right shoulder. Wherever you're at here, we're keeping a nice tall spine even though we're twisting. We're breathing, of course. Again, bringing the focus to the breath. Maybe every time you inhale, you lengthen the spine. Exhale, you twist a little bit more. Inhale, everything comes back to center. We extend the arms up. And exhale, we twist to the other side. So maybe again, you take it at prayer, or you bring that right hand down to the left thigh. Tent those left fingers behind you. Gaze over the left shoulder. Finding your breath here. A nice big inhale, we return to center, and exhale, release. We're going to get into the lower body just a bit now, so you can go ahead and extend your right leg, bending your left knee in, so your left foot comes to the inside of that right thigh. We're going to square ourselves over that right leg. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold forward. Finding your breath here. Maybe you inhale just a bit to lengthen, exhale to fold a little deeper. And inhale, gently come on up. Exhale, you can release and switch out the leg. So now my left leg extends, I bend my right knee in. I square myself over my left leg. I inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold. I find my breath here. Maybe inhale, lengthen just a bit. Exhale, fold a little more. And inhale, come on up. Exhale, release. Now we're going to bend both the knees, bring the feet bottoms together to touch, setting up for our Baddha Konasana, our bound angle posture. Doesn't matter how close your feet are pulled in. If you maybe feel like your knees are a little high, you can place blocks underneath them. It's okay if they're high up. It's okay if they're low down. Do what feels good for you. And again, we're inhaling to lengthen center and exhale to fold forward. This little class is like my favorite, like basic, back to basics sort of yoga class. We kind of, go from, our head all the way down to our hips. And I always feel like when we're trying to reflect and refine and, just check in, just go back to basics. See what feels good, what doesn't. Just allowing yourself to check in with your body and check in with your breath and your energy. Maybe inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold a little more. Sometimes simple is the best answer to allow yourself to just reflect, And you can gently inhale, come on up. And exhale, release. Now, to end this class, I encourage you to maybe, if you'd like, take a seated meditation. You can also lay down for your savasana, your corpse pose if you'd like. But I offer the option of a seated meditation, just keeping it simple again, palms facing down to ground, palms facing up to receive. You could even bring your hands to your heart center. You can keep the eyes opened or closed. I encourage you to bring your awareness back to your breath. And allow yourself to spend at least 5 to 10 breaths here. And then when you're finished, you can walk off your mat and go about your day. This is where I will leave you, my friends. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time.